And it says I'm live. Okay, my friends. So, we're trying something brand new for the Tuesday night live stream, and that is I'm on my iPad. So, bear with me. I know I have test driven this, I think, not on the iPad specifically, but I've used my iPhone, and I've test driven doing that just for some Friday live streams, and it's worked pretty well, except for the fact that the chat roll doesn't work great because it fades away, and I'm sure it's going to do the same thing. Hi, Lissa. I'm going to use your message as kind of the. Okay, so it does fade away, and I just need to figure out how to bring it back. Hi, Becky and Lisa. So, as everybody is getting ready and signing on here, I have no idea what the turnout's going to be tonight, quite frankly, because it's a weird world we're living in right now. So I'm just going to give everybody a minute or two to get on here. And in the meantime, bear with me as I try really, really hard to look at the camera lens and not in the center of the screen. When I'm on my laptop, I look above the screen, which is if I was on my laptop, I'm looking where I would normally look right now. And of course, I'm not looking at you, right? If I'm looking at you, I'm over here and I can't actually look at myself. So it's a whole hot mess. Bear with me as I learn, but hopefully what happens is the stream doesn't have any weird hiccups. So far so good. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody see me? Does everything seem to be working smoothly? Because that is what I'm going for right now. And while we're doing that, let's check in. We've got Lissa, who kept thinking today was Monday. Lisa, Solange, Rosie, Tracy, Rose, Sharik, hello, Jennifer, Jamie, Babs. Oh my goodness, great. Everything looks good and sounds good. Fantastic. Shout out to the iPad mini. Yes. That's good. That's what I was hoping would happen. And because it's a new iPad, it will hopefully have a camera that is decent enough. My old iPad would not have been good at this, but my phone camera is stellar, and I'm just like, I don't want to live stream on my phone for an hour, so let's just see how this goes. But anyway, my friends, hello. How are you guys? Like, seriously, how are you guys doing? I've been asking that question several times today on Facebook, on Instagram. I've been asking, how are you guys? Because I genuinely want to know, because it is a very weird time that we're in right now. And everybody is isolated or should be isolated unless you have a job that requires you to be out and about. Both of those situations are crazy situations to be in right now. And so it's a weird and complicated time, and I get that. And so I'm hoping that with this live stream, we bring a sense of normalcy and a sense of community. And that's what I really want, because a lot of people haven't been talking to people. I don't know who you're stuck at home with, but I'm stuck at home with my husband, who's working all day. And so I talked to the dog, which of course isn't too different from every other day of my life in Minnesota thus far. But I will say I went grocery shopping yesterday. So I did, the one outing. I went to 3 different stores. I went to Sam's Club, I went to Walmart, and I went to Target. And I only did that because my husband's coworker said something about maybe we might go on like lockdown this week, whatever they're calling it, stay in place order, that a couple of other states have right now. Illinois started over the weekend. So we're not that far from Illinois. So we're thinking that might be not far behind. And his friend was like, so if that happens, people are going to start to panic buy again. So I went out to do all of the shopping before any more panic buying could happen. And you know what happened? I went to Sam's Club first, where they had both paper towel and toilet paper in ample stock. And they had a 1 item limit on almost everything, which I thought was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And as you walked into Sam's Club, they literally had workers there manning a pile of toilet paper and a pile of paper towels and offering you one if that's what you came in for. It was the coolest thing. And everybody there actually seemed so pleasant. Like, it was almost weird how pleasant all of the workers were. And whether they were faking it or not, it was such a nice shopping experience all around the board. And then I went to Walmart specifically for Quest Shakes because they had coupons for free ones. And but like I got sent the coupons from Quest because I'm a Quest Squad member, and it was for a 12 pack. I got two 12 packs. The only place that sells them is Walmart, so I had to go to Walmart to use those coupons before they expired at the end of the month. And I was like, oh, okay, Lindsay's here. Hi. I will continue my story once I catch up. Other than the crazy high amount of new and suspected cases over here, I'm doing well. Actually on track 2 days in a row, which sounds like nothing, but I'm happy. That's great, Rosie. I'm now trying to get set up and figure out how to work from home. Okay. You mentioned talking to the dog. My cat gives me a dirty look. Audrey's here. Hello. I'm really fine. I keep busy and stay connected to friends and family with video chats, text, and old-fashioned phone calls. That's great, Rose. And I did that just today, and it was wonderful. I don't know how many of you are on Instagram, but if you are in the WW community on Instagram, you probably know Ivana, also known as Groceries and Grace. She and I had a coffee date this morning. At 8 o'clock in the morning, yesterday we were like, you know what? We should actually get together and talk. We had such a great time talking when we got together at the Mall of America. 4 hours without a blink. Like it was like talking to my best friend of years and years. It was amazing. So she and I had a coffee date this morning, and it was wonderful. And I looked at her and I was like, you know what's stupid? It took us until quarantining to do this. Like, why aren't we doing this? So one of my goals is going to be to set up a coffee date with somebody every week. Every week. Because why not? I think it'd be great. And I actually might already have somebody set up, someone local. My friend who's like, we were just starting to get to know each other. She was my body pump instructor that Eric and I really liked, and then she quit teaching body pump at RY, and we were sad. And then I accidentally found her on Facebook. It was amazing. And we go to the same church, like that whole story, right? So this woman, like, we were just to the point before all this happened of like, oh, hey, when I get back from my vacation, let's get together, let's have coffee, let's chat and get to know each other. And then all this happened. And so everything was put on hold. And we were talking via Facebook Messenger. I was just like, hey, how you doing? Check in, whatnot. And we're setting up a coffee date too, because webcams. Like, why does it take a quarantine and a global pandemic for us to do stuff like this? We should be doing this all the time. All the time. If you can't see people in person, that is. I ordered toilet paper from Sam's online and had to pay $10 in shipping. Oh, that's a bummer. I have friends who are struggling with the one-item limit because they have large families. I've bought 12-pack of Quest from Walmart, and I love it. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I have so many protein shakes in my house right now, and I'm like, you know what? I don't care. Because if I run out of food, I still have enough Built Bars and protein shakes to literally sustain myself through another week or so with no other food whatsoever. So all of that protein product hoarding that I've been doing it's all worth it now. It's all worth it now. P.S. I have an itch. My skin in general has been very dry. It's starting to warm up, but my skin is still so parched, it's ridiculous. I did order, I don't know if you guys saw the new Built Bar launch today. Another big launch from Built Bar, whatever. I ordered 2 of the 3 flavors because they launched cookie dough and Samoa bundt cake. And for those of you that like speak old school Girl Scout cookies, the Samoas are the caramel delights, and I love the caramel delights. So I'm a sucker, and I got 2 more boxes, which means I'll probably have, I don't know, well over 100 Built Bars floating around this house, because I'm ridiculous. Because I'm absolutely ridiculous. Wisconsin has a safer at-home order that starts tomorrow. Okay, so Wisconsin starts tomorrow. Illinois started on Saturday, I believe. I would be so surprised if Minnesota wasn't that far behind, because, it's just kind of trailing its right way up. But we only have like 262 cases currently. So I don't know. Ohio is stay at home too. I might try to go to one of Ivana's workshops. Yeah, I kind of want to go to one of Ivana's workshops too. We've been sequestered since the 13th. No cabin fever for us. The earliest we'll be back to having schools around 4-6, but none of us really expect that to happen. The president announced today that he wants to have America back up and running by Easter. I really don't think that's going to happen. That's like 2 weeks away, isn't it? Almost 3, because today's only Tuesday, but like, that's not that far away. I don't think this will be over by then. Not to be like the pessimist here, but I'm a realist too. I'm usually an optimist, but I'm a realist. It ain't going to be over by Easter. which is scary and sad, but true, you know? Um, oh no, I clicked on something. Marco Polo has been my most used app. You know, I should get Marco Polo. If I get Marco Polo, will you be my friend, Lindsay? WhatsApp is great, chat and free. I had a 4-way video call. Excellent, excellent. Okay, yeah, you guys are utilizing all the stuff. That's great. Zoom has things that you can use. I've used FaceTime. I've used what else have I used? Skype, all that jazz. But like Ivana and I have exchanged phone numbers, so we just used FaceTime for our date this morning. Am I the only one who doesn't like Girl Scout cookies? I will say this. Girl Scout cookies, back when I was a Girl Scout, which wasn't very long. I was only a Girl Scout for a year or two. But like when I was younger, Girl Scout cookies tasted way better than they do now. They mess with them, in my opinion. And like the peanut butter patties aren't as good. None of them are as good as when I was in 5th grade. Nope. I'm trying not to spend any money. That's a smart thing to be doing right now, Rosie. Full disclosure, my 2 boxes of Built Bars were free. Because as a Built Bar ambassador, the more you sell, you get commissions, but you also get every transaction counts towards a free box. And I think if I get 25 transactions in a month, I get 1 free box. And if I get 40 transactions in a month, I get 2. So I've been hoarding my codes for when I actually want something instead of just spending them willy-nilly, you know? And so now they're doing all these launches. So I'm like, oh, this is the perfect time for me to spend all of my codes. My county has about as many cases as your entire state. Yeah. We're lucky so far. For sure. Yay. I'll have to download Marco Polo and you'll have to teach me how to use it, Lindsay. What's the diff between stay home versus social distancing? So the way I understand, the stay at home orders, what are they called? Oh my gosh. I just had the verbiage and now I can't. Shelter in place. The shelter in place orders are like more strict. They're not like a guideline, they're a rule sort of thing. You can only leave if you are going for medical attention and to get groceries and to if you are an essential worker, you know? And like essential workers are like grocery store clerks and things like that. Otherwise you're supposed to stay home. Now that doesn't mean you have to stay inside. You can go like outside and play and go for a walk. Social distancing is keeping your distance from another human. And like yesterday, 2 days ago, I think it was yesterday, I walked to the mailbox and there was somebody who was crossing, so it was just to keep your distance. As he was walking, I held my roll for a second so he could get a little bit further away from me, and then I crossed. And then on my way back, I encountered a really nice older woman walking her dog, and I stood on my side of the street, and she stood on her side of the street, and we had a really pleasant conversation for about a minute and a half. And it was great. And that was social distancing. I still spoke to the person that I passed. Social distancing doesn't mean you have to be a jerk to anybody, It just means stay 6 feet away unless you're quarantined with that group of people, So I've seen things all over the internet. Guys, I say this all the time, but the good news, like Instagrams and Facebooks, those are what you need to be following right now because they're just bringing me so much joy. And apparently there's like a family and then grandma lives across the backyard or something, which has a little bridge connecting it. And they can't go to grandma's house because quarantine, but they've set up chairs so they could get together and sit at a fair distance apart on one side or the other of a bridge and have conversations every day. Social distancing. People are making it work. I saw another thing where someone put like tic-tac-toe on their glass front door and grandpa's on the inside and the kids on the outside, and they're using dry erase markers to play tic-tac-toe because, as long as the door is separating them, it's okay. People are getting real creative and it's really cute, but then there are also people that are not doing what they're supposed to be doing and staying home, which is why things are still getting worse. My hubby and son job is needed, so they're still working. Bad lower back for me now. We're staying home for the most part. Underlying health problems. Yep. I have asthma, and apparently, supposedly, CMT also puts me more at risk. I don't think CMT puts me more at risk because for me personally, I don't think it affects any of my respiratory stuff, but apparently for some cases of CMT it does. But I have asthma. and I have allergies and things are starting to thaw out. And so I posted this on Instagram a little while ago. I'm like, so I'm at that place where I'm like just paranoid enough where every time I have like a winded moment or a weird cough or something, I sit there and go, oh no, is this totally normal or did COVID get me? I don't know. And then my anxiety goes away and it's like, you're dumb, you're fine. Because like, you know how like you can trick yourself into feeling worse than you actually are. So like I'll have like a shortness of breath thing and then I'll start to panic about it. And then I'll be like, oh gosh, maybe I do have it. And then when I actually manage to let that anxiety go, my breath returns to normal and it's like, you idiot, you're fine. Chill out, chill out. Um, we're basically at that having last week and a half, but people can still go out for walks. Yeah. And on, I think you can still go out for walks even if they put the stay in place orders out. Kansas schools are closed until fall. A lot of schools are closed until fall. And I feel so bad for all the seniors and for all of the seniors, like the people who are supposed to do prom and graduation and school musicals and all that. And like, it's just done. It's all done. And that's so sad. Even with stay in place, if you're at the grocery store, you're supposed to try and keep away from people. Yeah, you are supposed to try. It's hard. It's very hard. Because people are shopping, and it is what it is, and that's fine. Trudy's here. Hello. You're probably close behind. Yep, yep. Good that people remember those social distancing, but be civil, right? Right? Just because you have to stay away from people doesn't mean you have to be mean to them. And some people don't, like, all of a sudden people are like, oh, other humans are the plague. I'm like, maybe we are, but you can still be nice about it. Like, you're just, I don't know. They're advised not to use the outdoor parks. Yep. Yeah, you gotta just, like, go for a walk or something. I saw one of my friends from back home. She has 4 kids, and she was Insta-storying. They were outside playing today with the neighbor kids, and she showed us around, and all of the kids were separated, and her husband was leading a game of Simon Says with the neighbor kids while everybody was at least 6 feet away from each other. It was so funny because they were totally adhering to the social distancing rules and still getting playtime in just by, and he's like a big old bodybuilder, so he was making them do like squats and push-ups and all that jazz. It was really funny to watch. So the kids got a workout in too. Sorry, you guys are talking so much that I just keep having to scroll back up, which is great. Keep it coming. Poor kids, they're My ex-colleague read her grandchildren a story on Facebook. Yeah, I heard that the Josh Gad, the guy who plays Olaf in Frozen, is reading children's storybooks every day as the voice of Olaf, which I think is really cute. I definitely prefer to say we're sequestered than quarantined because we're almost to the 15 days of no contact with others. Yeah, and that's, I don't know what to call it. Like, technically, we're self-quarantined, we're isolated, I don't know. We're trying not to interact with other people. It is what it is. Lung issues, asthma, diabetic. Yeah, we get paranoid at times. It happens, especially at a time like this. It seems like it'd be easier to know what the expectation is and be able to move on with figuring out a plan. I wish we knew what would happen for schools. Yeah, that's so hard. That's so hard. And then when you hear things, like I said, the president said today, oh, I hope things are up and running again by Easter. That's not going to happen. So like, give us a realistic expectation here, my friends, It's very sad for this. I imagine summer camps are canceled too. Probably. Kindness is free. You know it, Audrey. You know it. My main issue is I'm the one moving out of the way for others. It's never the other way around. I think the whole social distancing thing is triggering something in me. Yeah, and you gotta not let it. You gotta not let it trigger. Like, and it's hard. It's very hard. But like, as long as you remember to be kind, as long as you remember that God's got this, as long as you remember, like all those things, like it will be okay. This is temporary. This too shall pass. But we got to be patient and we got to do what we're told. That's That is what it is. Simon says burpees till I say when. Oh yeah, and that's literally what this guy was doing. Like, so this kid's like, I did 10 of them, and they're like, but I only told you to do 5, so you don't get bonus credit. It was just so funny watching all of these kids of all different ages socially distanced over the front yards of the houses and playing Simon Says. It's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. But you are interacting with us. Yes, yes. And I was very excited about that today. I was like, look, I get to interact with humanity. Oh, and that's one of the things that happened at Walmart. I got distracted by all of your awesome comments. But at Walmart, I got my Quest shakes and a couple other things. And then when I was, checking out, I gave the lady my coupons and she had to go and get special approval because it was literally like $40 off of my order for getting those shakes for free. And there was a couple older women, we were all social distanced away and whatever, and I looked at her and I'm like, sorry this is taking so long, because it took a hot second for everybody to for the woman to show up to like approve my transaction thing or my discount. And she's like, oh, it's fine, honestly, I'm just really grateful to be out and talking to other human beings. Like, and I was like, you know what, I'm with you. I'm sequestered most of the time except when I go to my body pump classes, and even I struck up conversations with every person I got in line with yesterday. Every person I got in line with, because it felt so good to talk to other people, you know? And so it's, even though you guys aren't speaking back to me verbally, you're obviously talking to me, but like, it's still nice to know that I'm talking to you and I'm getting a response. Like, we are still socializing, and that's really what I wanted to make sure that, like, it would have been way too easy to be like, oh, all this quarantine, coronavirus, blah, blah, blah. We don't have to do live streams or anything. And I'm like, no, actually, there's more of a reason to do one now than there was before, because we all need some sort of social interaction. And even if it's just getting together on this channel for an hour just to talk, that's great. That's something we all could really use. Let's see. For the most part, people here are doing everything they can to stop the spread of the virus, but there are some who've made things difficult for others. And Mick, I hear you. Florida apparently is a little out of control from what I've heard, because they won't close the beaches and it's spring break. Yeah. And I also heard today from Ivana that if you are from New York, Connecticut, or Delaware, if you're coming from the Northeast and you fly to Florida, you're automatically in quarantine for 14 days. Automatically. Because things aren't good in Florida and things are definitely not good in the Northeast. Like, it's just absolutely crazy. How is Ireland doing in general? I have not looked to see what Ireland's numbers are. It's a complete nightmare. Only on 2 weeks of no school, my kids are losing it. I literally can't do this till fall. I cannot imagine. I cannot imagine if you are somebody who has children and you're used to them being at school and now everything is turned upside down. Like, oh, my heart goes out to you and I'm praying for you. Like, seriously, I'm praying for you, because that is so hard. So hard. I agree, not by Easter. Is everyone's church services being recorded? Rose, these are great questions. Yes, I know that mine are, and I have 2. I actually listened to 2 church services on Sunday because I wanted to keep up to date with the church that we're going to here in Minnesota. But let's be honest, I couldn't help but go back to the bridge, and they started a series. They dropped everything they were doing and started a series called Quarantined. And it's going to be all about how to make the best use of your time in quarantine when it comes to yourself and your relationship with God, and how not to waste time, and how to grow, and how to thrive, and how to use this time that we've been given well. And so I knew immediately, I'm like, I have to listen to this. So I started listening at 9 o'clock in the morning to the bridge, and then at 10 o'clock I started listening to the church I'm going to here, and got a completely different message, and it was really great. And I was like, the Quarantined series is something I absolutely need to listen to every single week, because it's filled with so much good information. Oh my goodness. I think most church services have moved to Facebook or YouTube. Yeah, or on their website. I don't think you can't go to church anymore. You can't physically go to the churches anymore. Mick and I phone each other during the days for a chat. That's awesome. That's really good, you guys. Mine isn't, but I go to a home church. I ended up going to church with me. Yeah, Alyssa came and watched the bridge with me. I saw her pop in there. Deep breathing. We're stressing ourselves out. Exactly. Don't stress. Like, be diligent, but don't stress about it. You know? I'm trying to decide if taking a walk 6 feet apart with a neighbor is... should I play it safe? I mean... So I would say go for it, except for the whole, like, how are you actually going to hear each other when you're legitimately like 6 or 8 feet apart? You know, that makes it hard. It really does. You could go walking at the same time and use your cell phones and walk in different areas. My church is recording on Thursday and it will be on YouTube Sunday morning. Nice. The beaches are closed. Oh, they finally closed the beaches. Good. Thanks for doing the live stream. Best part of my day. Oh, I'm so glad, Julie. That makes me really happy. By the way, if there's something you guys actually want to talk about, like, ask me a question, start a conversation, because we just started rolling with this. And if you want to change the subject, you can change the subject. They closed Fort Lauderdale and Miami last week. Just closed some here in Martin County yesterday. Okay. That's better. That's better than what I heard a couple days ago. So good. Governor closed beach parking and boardwalks in California because they won't stay in. Why, though? Why won't people just listen? Seriously. I saw some friends in other states had drive-in church. Oh, that's interesting. That's really interesting. We had 70 cases on March. The number of cases has gone past 1,200 now. 1,200 for the entire country. I don't even know how big Ireland is. Okay. So you're climbing, but not as rapidly as the rest of, or at least as America is. Church services are being recorded here. It's great if you're church shopping. That's true. It's a really good opportunity for people who are local to try a bunch of different churches now that everyone's online. That's true. This sequestering quarantining is definitely a wilderness situation, like the Israelites. Yeah, it's crazy. And you know what's interesting? So Junior, the one pastor who I really like listening to, he did the first sermon. And let me see if I have my notes on here. I should have my notes on here. But every sermon they give, it's totally a bridge thing, but they give you 3 actionable items. Like, in order to apply what we've talked about today, do these things every week. And it's wonderful. The bridge quarantine challenge. I did write it down. So the 3 things that the Bridge Quarantine Challenge was this week was bookend your days with scripture. So when you wake up in the morning, have some quiet time and devotional time with God. And then in the evening, have some more quiet time devotional, or maybe do a family devotional, do something that includes your kids or something like that. But bookend your days with God. This was my favorite one. Replace sources of temptation with a Christian book. And then he gave a bunch of lists of examples of Christian books. But then he said, so like, okay, read. So basically, read instead of whatever your temptation is, read. Because things can get out of hand, when you're at home and you're bored. Whatever your sinful temptation is, you can get a hold of it when you're at home, right? So he's like, replace that temptation with a Christian book. And I've decided to expand it one further because Made to Crave is downstairs. I happened to already be in the middle of a Christian book, Made to Crave, as you guys know. But that can also apply to like your self-help books and things like that. But then what he said was pick a ratio for the amount of time that you spend doing other things like television or poking at your phone, playing games, hanging out on social media. Figure out how much time you're spending doing those things and pick a ratio, be it 1-to-1 or 2-to-1 for if I spent 2 hours today reading or 2 hours today watching television, I should spend at least an hour watching or reading my book. Does that make sense? Or if you want to go 1-to-1, I watch 2 hours of TV, I have to spend 2 hours reading my book. And I thought that was real. I'm like, wow, that's just a great way to make sure you put the phone down, put the TV down, and pick up something that'll actually expand your mind, And then the other thing he said was designate a prayer spot and set alarms and pray several times a day, like 3 times a day. And like have this little special spot, which I have not done yet, admittedly, but it's only Tuesday since I've heard that. But I'm working on it. But it's all really good, actionable stuff. And I was like, yes, we're going to get this every week, and it's going to help us grow through this quarantine because, like it or not, whether you're financially impacted or not, the reality is this is the reality. You might as well make the most of it, you know? Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do. New York cases are topping 25,000. Holy cow. That sounds really interesting. I saw Lissa post the link. It is the Bridge Community Church. The website is thebridge.church. That is their website. And they go live at, I should know this, 5 p.m. on Saturdays, 9 a.m. and 11 a.m. on Sundays. And it's not actually live. They did pre-record things because everybody else is supposed to be at home too. But all the pastors were on during the service time. A lot of the employees were on. A lot of the worship team was on. Everybody was on watching at the same time. And it was very, very cool. And that's where the quarantine series will be from now until we're out of quarantine, I guess. So it's really good. I thought I shared it in my insiders group. Is that where I shared it? And I will do it again this Sunday. I will share it. So if you're not in my insiders group, make sure you join my insiders group, and we can all worship at 9 o'clock in the morning Central Time together if you would like. They do the whole worship set, and then they do the sermon, and it'll be really, really great. And I would love to hang out with you guys. So many people were not taking it seriously, but the government put a lot more restrictions in place. That's great that you guys took action so early. In Quebec, we jumped from counting only confirmed cases to counting cases where people are showing multiple symptoms but don't have positive tests yet. Okay, well, and that's interesting because you can have, like, if you look, the most terrifying part is if you look at the symptoms, it's the symptoms of a bunch of other things too. That's the reason why I'm like, oh gosh, do I have a cold or do I have COVID-19? I may never know. Because if it doesn't get bad enough, you don't go get tested because you're not supposed to go get tested unless you really need to get to the hospital, right? So if I come down with a cold and it's just a bad cold, I'll never know if it's a cold or if it was coronavirus, which is really crazy to think about, isn't it? Because it's the same symptoms for the most part. Our worship team will be meeting in smaller groups to record music. Yep. Have you come across the new chocolate chip product by Bake Believe? I've never even heard of that company. Tell me more. Apparently they have milk chocolate, dark chocolate, white chocolate sweetened with stevia available. You know what? Is it like chocolate chip product? I might have seen those in the Walmart yesterday. Because I remember, like, just glancing. Because I could have made so many more poor choices yesterday than I did. I brought home 2 things of Pillsbury pre-done cookie dough, like the break and bake ones, for when we run out of Oreo cookies, because we'll inevitably need another dessert at some point in time. And I just, I prepared a little bit ahead. I prepared like 2 or 3 weeks out, just in case something happens, and checked all my expiration dates on what I was buying, and I was like, oh, not till June, great, so even if we don't need it for our quarantine, I can still use it later. But so I was just doing a quick scroll of like baked goods and whatnot, like the baking section, cake mixes and whatever, and I saw something in like a really cute package in the chocolate chip section, and that might have been what it was called, actually, but I didn't actually pick up the container and look. Ireland has a population of just under 5 million people. Wow. New York City has more people than that, I'm pretty sure. I'm actually very sure than New York. I didn't realize Ireland was so small. And I know it's crazy that like 5 million sounds small, but like really, that's small. So I think I've come across it. I have not had any interaction with that product. There's a long, huge park with a 4 mile around it. I was getting my 10,000 steps and people were scared of everyone walking as far away from possible. And I mean, that's great, but just like do it out of politeness, not out of fear, One of the most important things you can do, my friends, and I try and do this, the 10 times I've interacted with people since last week. When you come across somebody, even if you're 6 feet apart from them, smile at them, please. Please. If you don't do it for yourself, do it for me. just smile at them because it changes the entire demeanor of the interaction, even if that's the only part of the interaction. Like, just walking by somebody and smiling at them acknowledges, hey, I'm keeping my distance, but I'm not mad at you. I don't hate you. I don't like, I'm in this with you. We got this, you know? It totally changes the entire interaction. One of the things I want to start doing is joining someone for an online church service and then during the week get together with a friend to discuss it. They've been out for about a year and a half now. Half a year now. The white chocolate chips have pretty serious aftertaste. Oh, okay. Is it erythritol or stevia? Because Babs said stevia. And stevia I'd be much more excited about than erythritol. I'd love that praise together thing. Let's do it. In my group on Sunday morning, I will post the link. 9 a.m. Central Time is when the live stream will start. Is there mobile testing centers here? There are mobile testing centers here. Finish my gallon of water. Excellent. Did everyone see that the president wants to get... Oh, yes. We already discussed that, Cindy. I was like, that's very great, but really not going to happen. Like, it's just not going to happen. I would love for them to prove me wrong. I would love it. They won't. You know? Like, and it's just one of those things, like, he's saying all of these things, and I don't get political on here. I don't. I am not a fan of our president, and that's all I'm going to say. But, shoot, and now I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, he's trying to keep up face, keep things positive. Oh yeah, we're going to nip it in the bud. It's going to be great. Everything is going great. And then the longer and longer and longer this progresses, the worse and worse and worse it's getting. And he's going to have to change his tune. And so it'll be really interesting because I listen to at least part of the press conferences every week or every day. I don't listen to the whole things, but I will listen to them just to see if there's any relevant information to me personally, like when is this going to be over type of thing. And he always is like, oh, everything is going so well. And we know it's not. And so it'll be interesting to see when he changes his tune because he's already had to change his tune a couple times. Yeah, but we definitely acknowledge that, Cindy. I'm the same. I have asthma, and if I get the common cold symptoms, I'll be wondering if it's the virus or not. Right. My sister's here. Is Alice there too? Or is it just you tonight? There are over 18 million people in NYC. Okay, so that puts it in perspective for me. 5 million people in the entire country of Ireland, 18 million people in New York City proper. So there you go. I smile and wave at everyone. People are scowling at me as if you can catch the virus from eye contact. You know what? Don't let that get you down, though. Just keep doing it because it's going to make a difference to somebody. And if people want to be grumps about it, that's fine. Let them be grumps, but you did what you could to bring a little bit more light, and that's what I like to do. I've been smiling at everybody. I've been saying good morning if I walk by somebody, and I don't often do that. But I'm just like, if I happen to interact with somebody, I will make it a positive interaction to the best of my ability. Miranda touched on the white chips and said the same. Oh, the baked belief chips are an erythritol stevia blend. Okay. I'll have to look into that because, as you guys know, I'm not a huge fan of erythritol, but I'm not, I still eat a little bit of it, so I'm not totally anti-erythritol, but I cannot have too much. A Built Bar is fine. I can eat a Built Bar with no problem. But if I eat, multiple Built Bars and the count gets up there, and there are some products that have so much erythritol in it, it's ridiculous. That's what starts to get me sick. And weirdly, the new formulation of the Fiber One brownies don't necessarily sit well with me. Sometimes they're okay, sometimes they're not. Lily chocolate chips are stevia sweetened. I'm not entirely sure that's 100% accurate because their bars absolutely have erythritol in them. So I would check the ingredients because they say stevia sweetened, but what they really mean is, yeah, we put stevia in with our erythritol. Because the bar, I really like the Lily's, the salted caramel milk chocolate bar. I really do enjoy that, and it's very high in fiber, so occasionally I'll treat myself to that. But on Points Plus, I can eat regular chocolate, and it's fine. But I have to be very aware that there's still there's still quite a bit of erythritol in there. And it just says sugar alcohols. And I'm like, you're a liar. You're a filthy liar, Lilies, because you said stevia sweetened and there's still erythritol in this. But, and for some it's great. Like, and I'm not knocking erythritol as a whole, like people like my sister who can no longer have sugar in high quantities because she had the gastric bypass. If it wasn't for erythritol, she wouldn't be able to have anything sweet ever again. You know, so for her, that works really, really well. So it's a great option to have. For my digestive system, it isn't the best. It isn't the best. So I just have to be aware. And I'm at the point in my life now where I'm like, well, do I really need it to be sugar-free? Do I really need it to be less sugar? Because you're either putting the poison of the sugar alcohols in your body or the poison of the sugar in your body. Either way, you lose, right? So it's just a matter of which one your body responds to better, in my opinion. Ladies and gentlemen, I filmed a sequel to my WW Rebel video today. And I'm really pumped about it. I hope everything came out real clear, because I think at one point I was stumbling over the right verbiage to use for something. But I'm excited. It's going to be great. And I hope you guys are excited about it too. Erythritol, their blend, 3 grams of erythritol. Erythritol blended with other sugar alcohols helps me a ton too. I'm so blood sugar conscious that I don't want to mess with the sugar. And Stevie, so 3 grams, 3 grams is okay, because, do I have a Built Bar around here? I do. Let's see, this is their last new one, the oatmeal chocolate chip, is that what it is? Oatmeal cookie with walnuts, not oatmeal chocolate chip. This one has 9 grams of sugar alcohol in it. Why? I don't know. Now I'm going to have to see if I'm, Does anyone have a coconut almond on hand that you might be able to tell me what the erythritol count in that one is? If not, no big. But mine are all downstairs. But I have to pay attention to how that one responds to me. And then, what's this one? This is the s'mores one. This one only has 2. So, it's just a matter of what works for some people. You're being a Weight Watchers Rebel is basically why I'm here. Yeah. And it was fun because I went back and revisited my old rebellious tendencies to see which of them I still kept. And 3 of the 4 of them I'm still rebellious about. And then I added 4 new things. 4 new things that I rebel against in terms of tracking for Points Plus. And I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad. People are going to be, I can already hear the comments or see the comments of like, I tried this and I gained weight. Blah, blah. I can't tell you how many disclaimers I had to put in that video just to try and save myself from the comments that I will probably still get anyway. You know, coconut almond is 3 grams of sugar. Okay. Because I was going to say, I eat the coconut almond ones all the time, and I have no problem. 3 grams of sugar. I'll have to pay closer attention next time I eat one of these, because this one's a lot higher. And why? Why, though? Dumb. We'll see. Kind of was built with launch a line without artificial sweeteners. That would be great, but I think their stats would be totally off then, unfortunately. And right now, the reason they're doing so well is because, like, for me, in Points Plus land, it doesn't freaking matter. If they replaced the alcohols with real sugar, and actually, I'd be really interested to see what the formulation was without sugar, without erythritol, because it still has sugar in it. It still has sugar in it. There's sugar in the chocolate because it's real chocolate. So it would be less sweet. But if they added more regular sugar to compensate, wow, what was that? To compensate for it, then the Smart Points values would just skyrocket, absolutely skyrocket. And then WW people wouldn't buy them anymore. So I get why they do it, but I don't know. I just got a video ready for tomorrow to go live. Yes, I have a video going live tomorrow too. I'm so excited. And I have 2 videos filmed that I have to edit. And I was like, oh, hey, wait, am I a YouTuber? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? What? So I'm pumped about that. And I'm going to be vlogging a lot more too, because why not vlog a day in the life of isolation regularly, right? I mean, how varied can that get? I don't know. I don't know. I'm on smart points and I'd be willing to take the sugar hit. Yeah, but you're in the minority there. You're absolutely going to be in the minority there because I haven't been in a WW room in a while, but I'm willing to bet that the culture is still let's do sugar-free and fat-free just to save ourselves the points. Lily's salted caramels 5 grams of sugar for half the bar. 5 grams of sugar or sugar alcohols, Christina? Oh, it's a sugar-free bar, isn't it? So it'd be 5 grams sugar alcohols. That's not so bad. I thought it was higher for whatever reason. But, oh, maybe I thought it was high if you ate the whole bar. Maybe that's what it was. So, I want to give you guys an insight into what I was reading in Made to Crave, which you guys know is the Bible study that I'm hosting, which I need to catch up on. I really need to live stream that other session. But I was reading through the book, Made to Crave. And one of the chapters, I'm not going to remember the chapter. I don't remember the chapter or what she's talking about specifically, but I remember what she said. And it's by Lisa Turkhurst, and she's great. She's absolutely great. And she was talking about getting on the scale and being disappointed in the number she saw on the scale. And then the next thing she said struck me hard. You should judge, and this is just a blanket statement. Have you, instead of judging your week and your week's success on the number, judge it on your obedience to God. Or in terms of the diet, which is also this is directly applicable because she talks about your relationship to your diet and your relationship to God going hand in hand. But judge your week on your obedience to your plan, not on what the number on the scale says. And so before you even get on that scale, stop and reflect as to, did I have a good week? Because that number is not going to be the thing that dictates if you had a good week or not. Did you stay on plan? Did you exercise? Did you drink the water? Were you obedient in following your plan? If yes, you had a good week, regardless of what the scale says. And as I was reading that, I was like, this makes, and we know it, we all know it, but this makes so much sense, right? And so I just wanted to give you guys that reminder today, especially in this time where things might be a little bit wacky, where our eating might be a little bit off. Let me go back and stress the importance of trying to be obedient to your plan and to your relationship with food and to your relationship with God, all while this craziness is happening. Because if you remain obedient to your plan, you will come out on the other side of this better than when you went in. It's not a reason to backtrack. That's my lesson for the day. That was my 2-minute sermon. Carry on. Bring up other subjects unless you want to expand on that. 13 for the whole bar. Wait, did you say it's 5 for half of the bar and 13 for the whole bar? Mathematically, that doesn't make sense, Christina. 5 plus 5 is 10. I have a few videos I need to edit, but I need to do voiceovers on all 3 with with the girls at home and no basement or upstairs to hide away. It's impossible to get done. Yeah. My mom was just talking about how she was offended that the people in the W meeting I took her to were shocked by the fact that I spent 30 points on a buntlet. Yeah, but that's what it says. That's so crazy. And I've seen stuff like that before too, where I'm looking at it, it's like Weight Watchers math, but not Weight Watchers, right? So the half of it is 5, but if you eat the whole thing, it's actually 12 and a half. I'm like, how? What? Oh, well, that makes a little bit more sense. I was like, wait a second, that doesn't even compute. What are you talking about? Okay, well, that makes it a little bit better. I was very concerned about how half was 5, but literally just doubling it added extra. That doesn't make any sense. My bad, I'm tired. No problem. It's fine. If the buntless was worth every point, well played. Yeah, 100%. And that's the thing, is people are still in the sugar-free trumps everything camp. And sugar-free can be great. I've got sugar-free Jell-O. These aren't sugar-free, but they've got the erythritol in them. I'm not anti, but I'm also not do all the chemical things, And that's just how I roll. That's just how I roll. All right, friends. I'm running out of ideas. What else do you got? What else should we talk about? I ordered. Did I tell you guys this already? I don't think I did. I ordered myself the Harry Potter, the complete Harry Potter collection. I'm very excited about it. In book form, to be clear, not the movies. I already own the movies, but now I'm going to own the books again. They're all floating around my parents' house somewhere. You lost me at white chocolate. Not a fan of white chocolate, huh? Sorry, I keep looking at myself because I know the angle's off, but I have no way to tilt it without it falling over. Like, I want it to be there is kind of where I want it, but I don't know if it'll stay that way. No, they aren't. Well, then where are they? Because I don't have any of them. I only have Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, so I didn't take them. So if they're not at the house, then I have no idea where they are. I want the illustrated Harry Potter books for Alice. How long is an illustrated Harry Potter book? Right now I'm into monk fruit. Okay. With the obesity issue rampant in the world, I feel nutritional labels are the food company's way of keeping people fat. Oh, interesting. By the way, Lindsay, you and I haven't talked about this for a while, and I have been not tracking my weight diligently since I got back from vacation and, the world blew up. Or as I like to continue to sing, the world turned upside down. Anybody? The world turned upside down. I went there. And I sing it a million times a day. Because that's the world we live in right now. If anybody can identify that, you get a gold star. I feel like Lindsay will identify it. But the weight tracking thing and the cycle thing and the James Smith thing is all right. It's all right. It's all accurate. It's all true. Thank you a million times over for introducing me to him because, oh my gosh. Maybe D has some. I don't know. Lindsay's a Ravenclaw. Okay. Oh, we're on this. We are on the Harry Potter. I'm a Hufflepuff. I took the test. I'm a Hufflepuff. Disney Plus launched here, and Richie says that date night is sorted for the foreseeable future. Yeah, we're almost to the point of getting Disney Plus to watch The Mandalorian, and of course I'm gonna go hog wild on all the Disney princess movies. Let's be honest here. I love me some Disney movies. My husband ordered each set of grandkids a new game just for something to keep them busy. That's a great idea. I failed to keep up with my weight daily and my measurements weekly. Weird world right now. I haven't taken my measurements in ages. And of course, I'm supposed to start PMSing in like 3 days, like real bad. Like, so I'm in PMS week. And I decided today, because I'm feeling trimmer-ish, but my weight is higher than it was before I left for Florida. And so I'm like, let's bust out the tape measure. I don't know what I was thinking, because the measurements did not change. Or if they did, they were a little bit larger. And I'm like, you're dumb. You got to wait until this PMS week is over before you do that if you want any beautiful results whatsoever. But what I've been doing every day, I think I missed 2 days. I'm in day, 8 of quarantine, and I've only missed 2 days, is, if you can find it, let me know. I'm now have a million things happening in my head. I worked out every day. I've been doing a beach body workout, the morning meltdown 100, which is like mostly weights and stuff, every day. And so this morning I woke up, even though like I'm a little bit PMS-y, I'm a little bit flubby and whatever, but like feeling trimmer than normal. And I was like, oh, hey, this working out every day thing is going to be very, very good for me. Good night, Audrey. I can't believe you stayed up so late to chat with us. So thank you for that. And we will talk later for sure. Have a great night. But I've been really, really enjoying doing they're like 20 to 30 minute workouts every day with the weights that I have at home. And I feel like this is going to be, Christina, the test is on Pottermore. The website Pottermore, like you sign up for it and then you get sorted and then you have to take the quiz. That's where the test is. Lisa calls it out first. Hamilton, yes. She wins the day. I have to see how there's Lindsay and Hamilton at some point in my life. Lindsay, they are launching, is it October 2021? The original cast is hitting movie theaters. They recorded the original cast and they are planning on launching it. So even if you don't get to see it live and in a theater seat, you get to see the actual production. I'm falling out of love with WW. Prefer calorie counting. I can still have indulgence or mess up and manage to salvage my day. Okay. Sorry, I'm backtracking now, guys. Have you seen Mindy Mom's channel? See, Mindy Moms is hosting a collab tomorrow, and I'm part of it. And it's not labeled, or at least mine is not labeled collab or anything, but there's a group of like 7 or 8 of us that are all launching day in the life in quarantine vlogs tomorrow. Just to be able to show you guys, like, hey, this is what we're up to while we're all stuck inside. So look out for that tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Central. Mine is a couple days in the life. I'm just kind of like, doing what I do. And I'm just picking up the vlogging camera when I feel like it. So I think my vlogs will be a couple days at a time until the foreseeable future. We'll see. Mindy does a lot of discussion about calories. I really wish this didn't fade away. I wonder if there's a way that I can prevent that. Because, like, you can still see me. I can still see this clearly. I don't need the chat roll to disappear. Oh. Minnie does a lot of discussion on calories versus points and how she navigates that. I actually touch on that in terms of points plus in my WW Rebel video a little bit. Have you tried virtual Les Mills pump? I've tried it once before. I have not tried it since going into quarantine because I have the Beachbody subscription already, so I haven't done body pump. I've been doing other weight training stuff. But at the time that I did try it, it was I think it was 2 releases behind in terms of like what people were doing in classes versus what you could find online. I think there were 2 releases behind. And that's what I remember. I'll stick around till the end. Oh, Nick, you don't have to. If you're tired, go to bed, but we'd love to have you. Ravenclaw is so underappreciated. It's almost funny they got the colors and the mascot wrong in the movies. I don't think I knew that, actually. I'm so looking forward to rereading these books. So looking forward to it. Michael K. Films. I make short films and do acting. I get on here and talk to people about weight loss. What do you all do? Actually, we all stay at home right now. I've gotten squishy the past 6 weeks. Yeah, all the squishy, and like, even if like I'm maintaining-ish, like I'm up 3 pounds from before we left for Florida, but I'm just feeling squishier. Just squishier. I was supposed to go to Toronto to see Hamilton. Oh no. In live theater you can really feed off the audience though. Yeah, you can. Body Pump 102. You mean wait. Online 102's not out yet? 102 was out 2 years ago. I didn't know there was a Hamilton film. I saw it's not out yet. It's not coming until like 2021, but they professionally recorded the original cast before the cast split up. They're all intense, but so awesome. Oh, I love them. I love Body Pump. I do. I just don't know if I would have the guts to perform live. Oh, there's nothing like it, man. There is nothing like it. I have a couple. Do I have a couple? I have at least one really good live theater story. That's just, I think I told one of them on here before about like the banana and shoving the banana in my he's not a co-worker, my scene mate, my partner in crime. Oh my gosh. All of my best stories come from this one show. And, there's nothing like it. I tell you what. Oh man. Oh, I'm already at 58 minutes. Y'all, I've been talking. Good heavens. So, I don't even know, because I would be like, what do you guys have, what do you have planned this week, my friends? What is something you can do this week that would make you proud? that if I asked you, okay, guys, next week, next Thursday, if I said, okay, did you do your thing? What would your thing be that you want to be like, yes, I did the thing? What is your thing? Mine is going to be to work out every day, which is going to be hard for two reasons. One, my legs hurt. Like, not so bad, but I think today's workout might, oh, yeah, my legs are starting to hurt. So we'll see how that goes. And two, the day I get my period is going to be a day that is, I'm going to have to pry myself out of a recliner to go work out. But my goal is to work out all 7 days next week. We will see. We will see. I've done a few TV ads and a lot of short movies. To clarify, I'm not saying it's good to indulge, just that for me, the worst possible thing is to throw in the towel. Oh yeah, don't throw in the towel. If you indulge, just pick yourself up the next time you eat something and eat something on plan. That's all you gotta do. It's okay to, and now, see, since starting that book, the word indulge gets to me. Because the word indulge, what did we say the definition was? Like uncontrolled pleasure or something like that. And so when you indulge, like maybe it is an indulgence, which is something that you got to get your heart right with God about, right? If you're reading the book Made to Crave, right, Rosie? You're in that group, aren't you? So thinking about indulgence that way is something that's a heart problem. That's a heart problem. If you decide to have a treat, that's okay. Just get back up and on plan the next time. 112. Okay. Yeah, and 112 launched not too long ago in studio. So it'll probably be a little while. We'll probably be at 114 before 112 launches online. I wish there was a WW version of meal delivery like Home Chef. I'm pretty sure Blue Apron has a unless they stopped doing it. But, they might have stopped. Blue Apron used to do a WW menu. But Blue Apron's expensive. Me and my friends are booked to go to Italy next week, and now it's all canceled. Oh, that stinks. That really stinks. I'm sorry. Oh, man. That's a bummer. We had a cruise canceled on us. So there's a lot of people that were supposed to go. I mean, spring break, right? It's spring break. Oh, that blows. But be thankful you're not there. Truly. Today was day 10 of my exercise streak, and I'm in a ton of pain. Make sure you stretch, Lissa. If you don't stretch, you're not doing your body right. If you just do the workout but don't stretch, stretching is a huge, huge part of it. Got the Obey Fitness membership out of my WW wins, and I hate it. I don't know what Obey is. Interesting. I decided to do the same workout I started off with exactly 6 months ago and definitely noticed an improvement. That's great. I think resonate with me and others. She seems a bit extreme. And others, she seems a bit extreme. Yeah. No, I really like her. I do. I lost 27 stone in 1998. Way to go, Cynthia. Blue Apron does, but it's still really high in points. Okay. I'm so upset about it. And I was going a few days after Italy to Spain to see my family. Oh, this too shall pass, my friend. Hang in there, but that really stinks. It really does. I definitely was able to squat deeper and do more reps. Why does the chat roll keep disappearing? Is there really not a way for me to fix it? What if I click this button? Live chat, super chat. All messages are visible. Oh, I wonder if I just fixed it. Hang tight with me, guys. I don't want to learn more. I just want you to go away and leave me alone. Yes, I might have actually fixed it. We'll see. I was on the original diet. Nope, I didn't fix it. Oh, man. Anyone tried the MadFit exercise videos on YouTube? I've saved them, but I haven't tried them. I don't think I've tried MadFit. I have done, oh gosh, now I'm not going to remember. I haven't done too much because I have Beachbody, and Beachbody has pretty much any workout that I need except for body pump, which is what I would go to the gym for. Lots of water and eat tiny small. Well, that's a terrible idea. And eat a tiny small dust of oregano. Yeah, that's a terrible idea. I like food, so no thanks. iPad is glitching, not sending any more messages. No problem, Rosie. No problem. Definitely need to get better about stretching. Yes, you need to get better about stretching. Basically starving yourself, tricking your body that you're eating something with a taste of raw oregano. That's a horrible idea. Horrible. 0 out of 10 would not recommend. No. And never will I preach something like that on my channel because that's a very, very, very bad idea. Yeah. You should try. No. I will never try that. Never, ever, ever. So, because it doesn't work. It just starves you and is horrible for you. Nope. Now, I do like oregano in my pasta sauces. Yeah, it's very, very good. And you know what else? Oregano oil is very good at getting rid of warts. Did you know that? Something that's really good at... There were never any fat people. And we're done with you. Goodbye. Because you... Hide this user. Peace, Cynthia. Peace. We don't need that kind of attitude here. Oh, thanks, Lindsay. It doesn't sound sustainable. Babs, it's not. Don't get any ideas. Cynthia doesn't know what she's talking about. Fitness Blender. Yes, I've heard Fitness Blender is very, very good. Time for Rose to call it a night. Good night, my friends. Oh, I'm already 6 minutes over. My goodness. Yeah. Oh my gosh, the oregano diet. Good Lord. And this is why people have so many issues with diets. Ladies and gentlemen. Let it be known that that's a horrible idea. And what a crazy lady. Tell me about it. And Michael K., my friend, if you haven't figured it out, I am a weight loss channel, generally speaking. We talk about all sorts of stuff, like, what Harry Potter houses we're in. I don't know how long you've been around or if you just stumbled on me tonight, but I will, okay, maybe allowed on YouTube, but I'll let people who come on in and have random conversations come on in. But the second you start to be crazy, you're gone. It's a horrible suggestion. Yeah, it's a horrible suggestion. Now, what part of her insanity, for lack of a better word, was not a horrible suggestion? Drinking a ton of water. That's a great suggestion. Do that. However, I suggest to eat food too. Just saying. God, people be out of their minds. Freaking minds. Yeah. Oh, and it's, Cynthia's just part of the crowd that you attract. And I get all sorts of random comments. I had somebody, what was the oregano diet? You missed it? Oh, you missed that whole conversation? It was water with a little bit of oregano in it. Literally, that was the diet. Sounds terrible, doesn't it? No. Christina's still laughing. I mean, I like my oregano on my pizza. What now, Cynthia? But drink all the water. I do agree with that. And shoot, I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, I had somebody try and tell me how wrong I was for pad training Gracie. Because I have a video of baby Gracie up on my channel from 3 years ago. And so we vlogged the first couple of days with her, back before I was really any good at vlogging. Not that I'm saying I'm good at it now. I just kind of hold the camera and see what happens. I'm not a great vlogger. But we vlogged Gracie in the first couple of days with her and what we were doing. And this person came out and was like, oh, you shouldn't be pad training and blah, blah, blah. Your dog will pee all over the house, which she doesn't pee at my house. She pees all over my parents' house, but she pees pretty well. She's got about 95% success rate at my house. But that's also just a Yorkie issue, Even if your dog is trained to go outside, you will probably have an issue. But it was so wrong, blah, 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 blah. So sometimes I choose not to answer those, And if you stand it upright, you can see the comments all the time. See, the problem is I want to make sure I'm oriented the right way. You can't see this. if I do the iPhone and the iPad like this, then it's oriented for YouTube. If I do this, it's not going to look right. So I'm doing it what's best for you guys, not what's best for me. But anyway, so this person, isn't it regular you put in a drop or sprinkle on pasta? Yes. Yes, it is. It is an Italian seasoning that tastes really good mixed with other things. It is not something that's going to help you lose a lot of weight. It's not. It's just not. So yeah, that's why she got herself a block. But so this woman's like, so usually I don't answer. Like if I can start to feel sassy me coming out, most of the time I won't answer, but I felt compelled to answer. And I was like, look, you don't know the whole situation. First of all, my dog is 3 now and she's doing just fine on the pad. And second of all, I have a disability and can't really go outside in the winter to take her outside. And third of all, we have a condo, because we had a condo at the time, and no backyard, which still, whatever. So, get all the details before you decide to judge how I parent my fur child. Thanks. And the response was, well, if you don't have a backyard, then you just shouldn't have a dog, blah, blah, blah. I was like, you fucking kidding me? People, there are so many people on YouTube that just want to try and shake things up. And I'm just like, and block, because I'm not ashamed to block anybody. Friends, I'm not ashamed to block anybody. Yeah. On that note, good old-fashioned portion control and getting up and moving works. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. And Cynthia, if you're on here, I hope you hear that too. But when she started talking about the camp thing, I mean, that was just a little too far. Oh, 100%. 100%. Because, like I said, I give people the benefit of the doubt. I don't remember if I've seen her name pop up before or not. And so I'm like, well, let's see where she goes. And then when I started to call her out on it being a bad idea, I really wanted to see where it went. And we ended up in the Nazi camps. And that's when I knew it was time to be done. So, and someone else, Lissa caught it before maybe some of you guys did. Someone else came in here asking about toilet paper, where we could get the toilet paper. Yeah, people always trying to stir up trouble. It's true. It's true. There are so many people that try to stir up trouble. And I'm like, why? Why again? Why can't we do? I'm all for constructive criticism or someone having a valid differing opinion. I'm all for that. And if you are kind in expressing your disagreement or your different opinion, no problem. Your comment stands. Fine. If you're just on there to be mean or just to be just to cause trouble, peace. I'll hit that delete button so fast you won't even see it coming. Yeah. All right. On that note, my friends, I think I'm going to head off for the evening. But this was lovely. I really enjoyed talking to you all tonight. Thank you for hanging out. I almost said hanging up with me. Oh, hanging out with me this evening. This was fun. And I will be here every Tuesday for the foreseeable future, especially since, we ain't going anywhere. Great to meet you too, Michael. We're here every Tuesday if you want to come on back. As long as you keep it nice, I really gotta stop. We will be happy to have you, my friend. So on that note, take care, my friends. Come up with your thing that you want to do this week. When I ask next week, what did you do that made you proud this week? Did you accomplish the thing? I want to know what it was. So make sure you come up with something. Lindsay, I'm glad you made it too. I'm so glad you made it. I miss seeing you and talking to you. I'll have to get Marco Polo and then we'll chat. Because that would probably be a really great means for us to communicate anyway. If I have any constructive criticism or a comment that's not completely positive, I try to address it privately. That's a nice way to do it too. Mick, thank you for hanging out. Please go and get some sleep. And yeah, all right, my friends. I will talk to you later as soon as I didn't even know where the end button was, guys. Oh my word. Take care, guys.